already. Oh, you want it down? Well, I thought mine was down. What I hear blowing? Turn another one down? No? Can't believe you taught me to get those shitty cones.
Sorry, I didn't tell you until I tried to grab
Yeah, I
the other
don't.
ones.
The off-brand shit never tastes the same. That's why it's fucking $4
Not
cheaper.
always, but I tried to get you the other ones, but all they had was the chocolate, vanilla, and caramel.
Yeah, those aren't the same as the ones I eat every other day. I'm so pissed off about it. I feel like I'm trying to do the Dollar General to get the ones I want real quick before it turns to 10 o'clock. Or is it already 10 o'clock?
It's already since quarter after.
Oh. Already 10. See, don't fuck that up. Guess I'm talking to myself tonight. And there's me and you here. Man, this road always comes up on me really fast. I think it's because of that short ass turn lane they got. Like fit barely to my truck in the turn lane.
There's 3 people here tweeting me.
Oh shit, there is. So I just heard that they had a snowstorm while we were gone. Look, I just heard that the federal court ruled that the high cap mag bans were not unconstitutional. That states had the rights to ban, quote unquote high cap mags. And the guy said, what does this mean? And I immediately said, this means that the courts are full of fucking shit. They don't know what role they play or what our Constitution is and Bill of Rights, and they can all suck a big fatty dick. And that's what really needs to start happening, is people need to just, start standing up for what's right and quit folding because they're a bunch of bitches. I mean, if you don't stand up today, if you don't stand up now, you're never fucking going to. I mean, everybody says, they have their line in the sand, right? But you keep shaking your fucking mobile sandbox and redrawing the line. You don't really have a line. And it's not even so much like, I hate shit, right? I fucking just cannot stand what's by. But people just, in general, need, again, it comes down to the enforcement problem. They're not banning cops from having high cap mags. Odd. Cops aren't, they don't have to get a tax stamp to carry around full autos. I mean, but I don't even know if their departments do. I don't think they do. To carry around full autos. It's always about exemption for the enforcement, because the enforcement does what government wants it to do. That's their little fucking minions. But since the people love their oppression and love the police, they're going to do as they're told, because, I got a house, I got a kid, I got a car, I got a car note, I got a house note, got to feed my kids. You going to feed my kids? I got to feed my kids. And everybody has kids in a fucking excuse. I guess in 1776 there were no kids. Nobody owed money on property. And, I mean, it's just a total fuckery. We don't, the land of the free where you never own your home. That should be like clue 1 to fucking people. Oh yeah, I own my home. I got 1 more year left on this 30-year mortgage. Yeah, motherfucker, then don't pay the fucking taxes next year and watch what happens. We've all been scammed. But the problem isn't even so much that we've been scammed. The problem is that people don't want to wait. They won't wake up to the scam. They don't want to wake up to the scam. They're not going to wake up to the scam. They like the scam. The scam suits them well. They're comfortable in the scam. This shit's been tried over and fucking over and over again, and it took until they perfected it this time. They perfected the scam. And there's so much scam going on, from our monetary system to taxation to property rights to social security numbers and birth certificates to contracts, and it's legality bullshit. There's so much shit going on. The scam is so fucking big. We've let it go for so long. There's the only way, unfortunately, to fix it is to fix it all at one time. You're not going to vote out of it. There's no voting your way out of this. You're Republican. Your representatives, who oddly enough don't represent you. Your state senators, who are for the state, not for you. Don't give a fuck about you. If they gave a fuck about you, somebody would stand up and wave their hand and say, "Hey, how many reps is there now? 545. There's a bunch of them bastards. How many is there? Oh shit! Total brain fart. Doesn't matter what the number is. Let's just say 100. There's a bunch of them fuckers though. When's the last time that one stood up and said, "Hey guys, we don't have the authority to do this"? I mean, I'm 42 years old. Not one time has that happened since I've been alive. But freedom, we have this one senator that's trying to write this bill to get rid of the NFA, or hey, freedom, we have this one senator trying to write the dude. That's all pandering shit. They do that because they know for a fact it's not going to fucking happen. They know it's not going to go through. They know nobody's going to vote on that shit. But what they do know is that when it comes election time, selection time, that you will follow them through the gates of hell because you think they did something that you agree with, because you're a stupid bitch if you fall for that shit. I don't have a service down here. I can't go down here. Huh? I want to go back up. You gonna get the groceries real quick while I finish this up?
Yeah.
Can you get it out of the back?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mama. High cap mags. The Second Amendment doesn't protect high cap mags. Motherfucker, the Second Amendment don't protect anything, you dumb bitch. It's not surprising, like, you know, like we all knew what was happening. I've said it years ago. They're going after 22 single shots. It's coming. They haven't told you yet. We haven't got there yet, but it's going to happen. What'd you say?
They were out of milk. They only had a couple of the half gallons left, and they were all out of the big creamer. I had to buy and get the little
So did you
teeny
get
tiny
them?
one. Yeah. I had to buy the little tiny one. I gotta get the stuff out of the back real quick. The back seat.
I guess so. Jesus Christ, how much crap did you buy?
Huh? What are you talking about? I didn't. I just want these two little things here.
Uh-huh. But I bet you got shit stuffed in your bra. Did that break? Huh?
Yeah. Fucking busted everywhere.
What was it? What was it?
My cups.
What cups? So I can't move now?
Can you hit me this bag?
I can bring it in. Well, I could help. I get that shit. I get that shit when I come in. Huh? Alright, so. High cap mags, man. Like, if y'all don't see where this is going, and it's going there quick. You know, they threw everybody for a loop with the Bruin decision because, you know, the Supreme Court and the rulings. When the Supreme Court rules in a negative for the people, it sticks like, you know, I mean, it just sticks. Nothing can change that. When the Supreme Court allegedly rules in the people's favor, it's just fucking ignored. You cannot defeat the system that's been created. You just cannot defeat it. Not the way that it's set up right now. There's nothing that can change it. And it's going to take everybody standing together and standing up and saying, you know what? No. We're done. You're going to leave us alone. And that's how it's going to be. And then when you come fuck with me because I'm not going to obey you, me and my friends on my street's going to kick your ass. And you're going to have to bring in somebody else. And hopefully we kick your ass. And we're going to keep kicking ass until you kick our ass. But that's never going to happen. I've explained why before. Is because it's a godless country. You know, people don't truly believe in the gods they claim to have. You know, Christians is a big one. Not all Christians, most Christians don't believe in their, you know, they don't believe in their God. They say they do, you know, but you know, they don't. Because if they did, they would understand that, like, you cannot defeat a person that truly believes in their God. You cannot defeat them. That's why fucking these dudes in sandals, said 10,000 times before, living in fucking caves in Afghanistan, keep the shit out of the most sophisticated military forces on the planet. Yeah, it took a lot of them. A lot of them died, but guess what? They still won. I don't say we won. They still won, and they won because you cannot defeat that. I kill you, I win. You kill me, I win. Either way, I win. And that's how all them fuckers looked at it and lined up to do the shit they were doing. I mean, if China came here to spread some communism, would you just bend over and take it? Or would you pick up a rifle and fight? Even though you would be an insurgent then, and minions and helmets and cool goggles could, have the authority to kill you on sight just because you had a weapon in your hand. That kind of changed out the war, but fuck, at the beginning of the war, they were murking everybody. Don't say they wasn't, because they was. So, Leviathan group runs deep. I think I've seen Honest Outlaw. How can you be an honest outlaw? I don't know. The dudes, all them queers have some fucked up names for their YouTube channel. Legally Armed America. That dude. Oh, shit. What's funny to me is, I'm not the only one who's noticed this. It's been, right. Hey, Jay Watterson, bro, what you doing checking me out to the point you seen I had my shirt on backwards this morning? It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I appreciate it, though. I was in a rush to run out the house, and I just threw on my shirt, and it was on backwards. Thank God I didn't wear it anywhere like that for very long. I only walked into 2 stores like that nobody told me. But they take pride in having their necks stomped on. The law-abiding citizen shit. It's just, oh man, the world is burning. I just wish it would, ignite, or something would happen anyway. I generally don't worry about it too much anymore. I get on these little rants where I'll hear some shit and it'll kind of piss me off for a minute. It lasts about 5 minutes and I'm like, well, nobody else fucking cares. It don't really affect me, so I don't care. Not going to care. Looks like negotiating rights away. Got another one. Yeah, NRA. So the first time I ever met James Yeager, the very first time I ever meet the dude, I didn't really talk to him. I didn't really like Yeager at all in the beginning. I really didn't like him in the beginning at all. Christy wanted to meet him and Mookie, so I sat there and talked to Mookie for a little bit. But we sat down and I was just listening to Yeager talk, listening to what he had to say, because we went to the NRA convention in Indianapolis, but we didn't go to the convention just because it was NRA. We went and met him outside of that to eat or some shit. And Yeager said, "You need to thank me for the rights you have," or some shit like that. And I kind of looked at him and said, "What the fuck did you just say?" You know what I mean? And then he started, blabbing about the NRA and all that they do. And tactical response is still in the NRA shit. They still tout that, join the NRA, or the NRA are our friends. I watched a video where some dude from the NRA was talking at James's, remembrance party or whatever. Like, you sell out motherfuckers, man. How much money, how big of a check is the NRA writing you fuckers? Because you can't be that stupid. You cannot be that stupid. If you're anywhere in the gun world and you're still supporting the NRA in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you are a fucking idiot who is totally incapable of researching anything at all, or you're getting a big check. One of the two. I don't think there's really an in between. Now, I'm sure there are some dumbasses, like at the society level, people that are not involved in the gun world too much, other than they go out and buy the cool new Olight because it's nice and shiny and fucking bright in their white ass house, or the grandpa that buys the 45 because it was what he carried in World War II. But and now it's the GOA doing the shit. The GOA is the new one that, hey, the GOA is fighting for your rights. And this is kind of the ground I stand on. Until the GOA starts filing lawsuits, and until the GOA starts fighting for everybody's rights, they're not fighting for your rights. Until they're fighting for the most violent person in our society, and their rights until they're standing up in the Supreme Court and saying, "Hey, look, fuckers, the Constitution doesn't give us the right to do anything." Because if you listen to any of those Supreme Court arguments, uh, that the fucking justices say that shit over and over again. Well, the Constitution gives you the right to. No, it does not. It don't give me the right to do dick. I was born. You don't have authority over me. Fuck you. Here's your rules. You don't like your rules, then you're not governing me. That's kind of the most basic way of saying it. You can fill in the blanks, and that's just kind of what it is. But people fear being arrested and going to prison and jail and shit. And once you get past all that, it doesn't really matter at that point. Just fuck them. Let them do what they want. Hopefully, you have what you need. But the problem is our children. Shit wears out. Parts only last so long. Even magazines are consumables. Um, at some point they're going to be coming after the ammo. Once they get rid of the ARs, they're going to say, "Well, there's no need for a 5.56 anymore. You have a bolt action, whatever. You don't need this caliber anymore." The scary black rifle that doesn't kill that many people because it's scary. They want it gone. No, what it is the most effective way for you to defend yourself against them. That's what it really is. The same reason they don't want you to have full autos. The same reason that they have made laws making full autos prohibitively restricted for the average person. Unless you want to get a license to manufacture them, then that even comes with some stipulations too that most people are not going to take part in or be able to take part in. And that's because when they stack up, when they decide they're going to come to you because you said some shit they don't like, and they stack up in front of your fucking door, you might get one of them, but you're probably not going to get all of them. Where if you had a full auto, you have a little better chance. Like full autos do have a place other than just suppressive fire. Just my opinion. But what I know, I'm not a door kicker. But it seems logical to me. Maybe not though. Yeah, they do. I say the same shit, Sam. Um, where was it? I seen somebody. Oh, it was about the FBI and that thing they were having people sign, like giving their rights away. Big air quotes. As somebody said, we should make every person, in order to vote for a anti-gun policy or law or something, they should have to sign this. I'm like, yeah, because that just makes all the sense in the world. Because people can never change their minds, right? They can't be convinced, which a lot of people can't be convinced. You've seen how them fucking whores were for Moms Demand Action. Um, the best one was the second one, and I can't believe it got taken down. And it shouldn't have got taken down. We got screwed. Somebody at Moms Demand Actions knows somebody at YouTube. That's the only way I can figure that one got taken down. When Chris Harris and I went down there, shout out to Chris, and filmed them bitches getting fucking smash face drunk at the bar at the pizza joint. It wasn't a bar, it's a pizza joint that sold beer. The lawyer of the group's pounding fucking 40-ounce beers over and over and over again, getting ready to hop behind the wheel to drive home. But you're worried about what kind of fucking guns people have? Seriously. You're about to jump in a 3,000-pound missile and you're worried about a 55 grain projectile. You're kidding me, right? But it's just the common sense of it. I realized when I first started understanding what was going on and paying more attention and started really actually caring, the first thing I realized was that gun control causes gun deaths. I would like to know how many people die every year. Like I've done the math. I think it was less than 1,400 people a year wake up, but you never hear anybody else say this. Less than 1,400 people a year wake up and walk out of their front door and die from a gunshot wound that day, having absolutely nothing to do with their own death. Now, the asterisk to that is the people that run from the cops and get shot. They're not included in that. I just didn't include them in that because you're never going to convince people of that. But I would include those people in that just because the cops shouldn't exist. 1,400 people a year. And I know that sounds like a stupid low number, but go do the math yourself. Go find the statistics for last year or whatever and do the math yourself. It's like less than 1,500 people or something. That was my Christmas. It was good, man. Had a good Christmas. Kids had fun. Christy and I just we didn't get anything each other. It was just about the kids this year, so it was good. I actually took the day off. I didn't do dick. I don't think. Yeah, I think I might have done something. What did I do? Yeah, I did do something. Working my truck. I had a pretty excessive fuel leak, but we got it taken care of. I don't know, but nobody cares, and it's all downhill from here. I'm surprised that they've kept it going as long as they have, and I'm sure that it'll continue to go because I mean, nobody ever thought it would last this long. I mean, look at how bad inflation is. I ask everybody all the time, like the lady at Dollar General, and I had a conversation with her. I'm like, I know that you make less money than I do, and I'm not downing you for that. I'm asking you genuinely, how are you making it? If you make $10 an hour today and you were making $10 an hour a year ago, how are you making it today with your children or with whatever you got going on? And her answer was, I'm not. That's what she said. I'm not. I didn't ask too many more questions, but I mean, there has to be a lot of people about that. You see it lately, like in Houston. There's been a bunch of burglars, a bunch of people who've been robbing grandma's purse and following people home from the bank and breaking into houses and shit, getting killed. And we're probably, and I suspect, what will happen is you'll start seeing more of this. People are going to start defaulting to crime. Start out not so violent, and it'll progress. Once they get away with stealing the credit card out of the purse out of the Walmart, the shopping cart of Walmart. Next, they'll just jerk the purse out of grandma's hand. Next, they'll just fucking put a gun in grandma's head and kill her and take her purse. But when the crime goes up, you'll see a bunch more gun control shit go through, a bunch more people restriction, and it's about normalizing the shit. You know, and like with these court cases, they last so long that it becomes normalized. So you forget a lot of the things that are going on because there's so much shit going on all the time everywhere. And then it takes it years to go through the court. When the Brewer decision came out, if it really meant dick, if it really actually meant anything, the attorney generals from every fucking state should have been made to go through every gun control policy they have. And if it didn't exist in 1792, it should have been repealed immediately. There has to be some way of doing that. Instead, you got to sue, or you have to get arrested, then appeal it. Get arrested, not just to get arrested. You have to get arrested, then convicted, then you can appeal it all the way up through the court system. And once it gets to the Supreme Court, they don't even have to take it. They'll turn it down, and you're just fuckery. But the part. So I asked Christy this. We see what's going on with these cops. Every day there's more and more. Every time you watch a video, the cops are getting more aggressive, whether it be in, Nashville, Tennessee, or Huntsville, Alabama, or California, or Ohio, or anywhere it's at. The cops are progressively getting more and more terroristic like. They genuinely believe that you must fucking obey or else. To the point where I just watched a video. I've seen the video before, where I just seen them tackle a fucking dude with dementia, some 80-year-old man, because he was in a 40-mile-an-hour chase to the gas station. So, like, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has ever asked themselves this, but I asked myself this: is it really worth complying if you know the probability of you dying or being kidnapped, especially dying or getting your ass whooped, is far higher than not? Why comply? Why not be in distant fight mode immediately? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at it the wrong way because I'm a, what was I called? Something about not wanting laws. Fuck, I don't know. Some stupid shit because people are too dumb to listen. They listen, they just don't hear. Oh no, that sucks. I don't know, but I gotta go inside, and I wish it would either snow or I wish the snow would melt. Looks like we had another dusting while I was gone. But I got shit I gotta do around here. It's been fucking cold here, boy. Man, they have a lot of heat pumps here because it's pretty mild in the winter. Doesn't get down below, normally get down, below 25 or something, 20. And once you get down to 15 degrees, heat pumps just do not want to work. A lot of people going without heat. There's a push for electric everything. Yeah, to talk about upgrading. Oh yeah, no doubt. Instead of spend the $17 billion to upgrade our infrastructure for electric, they fucking send $50 billion or 40 more billion to Zimmerman over to Ukraine so he can funnel it right back to the pockets of all the people that signed the piece of paper, giving it all to him. It makes no sense. I mean, Camden, Tennessee has had rolling blackouts. We haven't had our power off. It wouldn't matter if we did. We heat with wood. Camden, Tennessee has had rolling blackouts because TVA cannot keep up with the power that people are pulling in order to run their heat, which I don't understand why, because the shit's on all the time anyway. When it's 30 degrees outside, well, there's 30 degrees outside or 15 degrees outside. People's, furnaces are running. I mean, I guess maybe because of the heat pump situation, because heat pumps are having trouble keeping up. Maybe they just run more. Um, it just none of it makes sense. They're pushing the electric vehicle shit. It's about control, man. That's all that shit's about is control. Do some research on how the carbon footprint of an electric vehicle over the span of two battery cycles. So AVs had to have their batteries changed out every 5 to 7 years. So just do the math. You're not going to find a study on it anywhere. You have to find out, hey, what's the carbon footprint for this one lithium battery? What does it take to get this one lithium battery from the strip mine of fucking Africa into my hand, or from the strip mine in South America into my hand? And then, do the math on that shit, and you will be amazed at the carbon footprint of them EVs. It's way bigger than a semi truck over the lifetime of the semi truck, and that's just two battery cycles. It is all about control, fucking bastards. To turn everything off. If you said to turn everything off on December 24th, you definitely didn't turn everything off, right? 151. These pitfall traps to stop local sheriffs from taking me back to the state. As a kid, I mean, like I don't even want to hurt nobody, and I don't want to be. I genuinely don't want to be hurt. I just want to be left the fuck alone. I don't understand why it's so hard, but you can't be left alone because when everybody around you believes in something that doesn't exist, it exists. Whether it's legit or not no longer matters. They legitimize it by just believing in it. It's the construct of belief. When you have a population of people that are just completely ignorant, they're easily controlled, and that's where we're at. I forget who said that. And you just can't fix it. The dumbness outnumbers us. Why do you think they have so many? Why do you think like social or we have these socialist programs like welfare? Because the more stupid people there is, I'm not saying that all people on welfare are stupid. I'm just saying the more people, statistically, you're going to have more stupid fucking people. Um, it's easier to control us. Pricks. I'm really pissed now. Well, that sucks. I got to go in anyway. It's getting cold out here, and I don't feel like starting my truck up over and over and over again. I don't know. Thanks for just ranting, you know. Sure, sure. America's electric power. Yeah, it kills. Like what other service can you buy? Where down here is some really screwy shit, man. They fuck you down here on electric. They have a $45 minimum. I think it's $45. Might be like 47 minimum. That does not count towards your usage. So no matter what, you're paying 40 something dollars. But let's just say you use $50 in electricity. Now your bill's $97, not $50. Do you follow? Does that make sense? No matter what, you're getting charged $45. It doesn't even get counted towards the power that you use. But I mean, there's government owns the electrical grid everywhere. I mean, there's some companies like Duke and shit, but the power's still coming from the government somewhere. The infrastructure is just so big that that I don't know. There's a way. I'm sure there's a way that it could be all of it could be privatized, but like TVA owns all the shit here in Tennessee, and you know, you pay them what they want, or you don't have no power. Me personally, I could do live. If I woke up tomorrow and there was no power, I'd be doing backflips. I'd even film it and post it, but I wouldn't have no internet. 90%. What do you say? Think of the least intelligent person you know. And why 80% of people are less intelligent than that. Oh, I bet it's higher than that. I bet it's way higher than 87%. I mean, but what are you talking about intelligent though? Are you talking about what's going on in the world, or just intelligent in general? Like as a general statement, they're like an intelligent person. Nice woman. Yeah, I mean it could, but with the problem with the nice windmill here is there's fucking trees everywhere. You'd have to have the windmill 100 feet in the air. Yeah, but so when you do that with Columbia Gas, though, let's say you use $40 in gas, is your bill then $83, or is your bill $43 because you use that gas? It's like just some like fine, it's like some kind of fee they charge you on top of everything, and you get charged the fee, and if you don't use anything, like I've said it before, our house in Ohio, dude, we that place was lit up 24 hours a day, everything in the fucking house on. Kids would never turn shit off. Always freezing in the summertime and burning up in the wintertime. Our bill's never over like $180. Come down here, we have one light bulb, one fucking 100-watt light bulb on for 15 days. It was like $97 customer service fee. Yeah, they call it some shit. I call it fucking robbery. Bus is a short one. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I think Scarface is kind of, or Sam's kind of right about that. I think there's maybe one. I bet it's less than 1% of us, less than 1%. People's going to argue that shit, and that's the biggest problem. You cannot argue with people who just don't know. And it's like anytime I'm almost to the point, and I've cut down a lot. I'm really opinionated, really fucking opinionated. I know that. And I know sometimes it gets on people's nerves. I'm sorry. I just if I have something to say, I just fucking say it. You don't have to like it. I mean, you can tell me I'm wrong. Fucking if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But people lose their motherfucking minds on social media now if you don't agree with them. Facebook, dude, listen, you want to troll some people? Go on Facebook. You ain't even got to say nothing bad. Just don't agree with the fucking person that left the post. They will lose their goddamn ever loving fucking minds over that shit. Now the cool thing for the dudes I've noticed lately is the gun shit. So you have them posting the pictures of their Glocks with their new O lights, and showing a picture of their bedroom drawer with you know a Gen 4 Glock, a Gen 5 or Gen 4 and 5 19 Glock 19, and then they got a fucking a Glock 43, and then they got their P320 sitting there, and I'm like, do you really keep that shit in your bedroom drawer and you're fucking taking pictures of it and putting it on the internet? Right? Just something like that to lose their mind. I made a comment about a Olight Valkyrie. I got decent sized man hands. I got, sausage man fingers, almost sausage. I don't have fat people fingers, but I have big fingers. So when I type, half the time it's fucking wrong. There's this a multi-fold thing. My fingers hit more than one button. But I had said that I thought the Valkyrie, the Mini, was too bright. I thought that, personally, I thought the TLR7 was a better light. One of Christy's friends jumps in. Christy's friend. Christy's been friends with this bitch for fucking years. Like really good friends. They're high school, they were really good friends. And she says something about having the light, but she's added something to it. I forget what she added to it. And I was like, well, I'm not telling this story right. But it boils down to training got brought up. And when you ask people about training who have had zero training, I'm not like a top fucking tier dude who's had all this training, been to all these classes. I'm not that guy. Had a little bit, that's about it. But I've had enough to know that if you don't get it, you're kind of a fucking idiot at this point. There's no reason not to get it. If you have a firearm, yeah, you might get lucky. But man, if you just have like even some basic classes, your percentage of your the chance of you living through some shit like that or winning goes up dramatically, especially against the average person. But if you say that to somebody, they always default to two things. Number one, I don't need training. I know how to use a gun. Well, how do you know how to use a gun? Well, my papa taught me. He used to take me out shooting, you know, every time I go down and see him in Georgia in the springtime. Or you had the people who, my whole family's military, I don't need to pay for training. And that was this girl. Again, Christy knows this girl. And I'm like, hey, Christy, who does fucking Heather have in her family that's military? She's like, her grandpa, but he's been dead for fucking 20 years. So she was bullshitting. But if you knew this girl, you wouldn't think she was a bullshitter, right? She's a real uppity type, fucking husband makes six figures, she makes however much she made, real uppity type bitch. And the guy who originally made the post jumped in, somebody I used to fucking be halfway decent friends with in high school, who doesn't know who the fuck I am now for some reason, but whatever. And tells this girl that this kid is a know-it-all. And I'm like, you're totally misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not being a dick. I'm trying to make you fucking think. So you'd be like, hey, wait a second here. Wait a second. Maybe he's on to something. Maybe there's something I don't fucking know. But it's the echo chamber. These people are so fucking trapped in their echo chambers. It doesn't matter what you show them or tell them or how right it is or how factual it is or what you can show them to prove what you're saying is correct. If you're not saying what they already believe, you're fucked. You're not getting into their heads, which is why this country is fucking doomed. That was the moral of the story. The country's doomed. But if you want to troll some people, go on Facebook. Dude, you cast lines all day. Troll the shit out of people. I want to start doing this for shits and giggles. Anybody here know a good source? I can't see shit, man. A nitrate. Besides your try to lose so 12. Can't you buy it? Oh, can't buy it. Gotta make it. I don't know. Don't know, buddy. I hear someone uses a OLI, I immediately question everything about them. And Jay, I'm with you, man. Like, I have an O-Light that's on my kid's airsoft gun. Well, I mean, like, I think they're way too bright, man, in all honesty. The O-Light he has is just way too fucking bright. There's no way you'd ever see me clearing a house with that O-Light. It's just way too bright. And I'm not saying that I'm the door kicker dude, because I'm not. Just from what I know, what I think I know anyway. It's just too bright, And what's the chances that you're going to need a light to defend yourself at nighttime? I would say that statistically, it's fucking far, 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 far less than in daytime hours, unless you live in some place like over the Rhine or some shit, and not even there. Probably some bad neighborhoods, in LA or whatever. Or you can't carry a gun because government loves you so much. I want to keep trying to hit this thing, and you're going to let me hit it because the batteries are dead. Nope. Batteries are good enough to come on. Still lighting up, but it's dead. All right. This is the third I got to go. So you know what that means. Guys, stay safe. Have a good night. And stop and get yourself some lube, because your government is going to continue to fuck you and keep fucking you until you no longer let them fuck you. That's one more thing. The civil rights lawyer, that's the video I watched with the 80-year-old dude getting tackled. So when the dude gets tackled by these cops, a cop from a different town that was involved in the chase, gets back in his car. And he says, man, that was so fucking unjust. That wasn't right. Something to that effect. And then turns off his body cam. This is going to, and he realizes body cam's on, turns it off. The civil rights lawyer said that was a good cop because he was calling out the other cop. And I'm like, that's not a good cop. If I was watching some fucking bitch get raped and then I jumped in my car as I drove away and said, man, that wasn't right. That was really unjust. Would I be a good dude? No, I wouldn't be. I would go as far as to saying that some shit like that, you're fucking complicit. But you can't convince people, man. It's like I said, people are so stuck in those echo chambers. If you deviate from them at all, especially on Facebook, Facebook's a funny fucking place. If you're not giving people likes and you don't agree with them 100% on whatever it is they do or say, you're always something other than it's not just conversation. It's not, hey, let's have a conversation about this. Let's talk. Let's try to learn something. Let's see what you know or see what I know or whatever. The immediate default is the same. Whether it be Tuesday Gillum, who's a bitch that Tuesday is the one that they cut holes in the 55-gallon drum and then put their arm through the hole and then handcuff themselves and somehow chain themselves to it and then filled it full of fucking concrete in front of the bank. That's Tuesday. Whether it be fucking Tuesday, so the farthest person to the left that we know, crazy bitch. First time she ever shot a gun was with me. And she's like, yeah, like guns are cool. I'm like, see, and it didn't fucking kill nobody, did it? I haven't seen her in years. Or the person, some of these people who are furthest to the right who are always posting shit about Democrats, like Scott yesterday, they all default to the very same thing all the time, every time. It's the same defaults. You guys have the same defaults. You say all the same shit. You use all the same terms, all incorrectly. You call people the same names, but you're not the same people. Yeah, you fucking are. You guys support everything the other one supports, but you're too fucking stupid to turn your goddamn TV off for a week so you're going to clear your mind out enough to realize what's really going on. And then you always want to blame it on some politician who you can't hold accountable. There's no holding a politician accountable. Period. They don't give a fuck if you elect them next time. You elected them this time. If they get elected again, that's just a bonus. Either way, they're rich. And that's all they give a fuck about. If nobody, people, you would think that people would stop voting for the simple fucking fact that there's no way that they could ever run in an election. Now, you can run like locally and shit, but you still have to have money to do that. The poor guy on the block's not running for office, and it's not because, he don't want to. It's because he don't have the money to. I mean, is it smart for the poor guy on the block to run the town? I don't know. Maybe, maybe he'll run the town different than he runs his own life. I don't know. But I do know that it's flawed and it's a big scam. And there's a reason why these companies pump millions and millions of dollars into these fundraisers for these people to run for office. Like, all that shit should be fucking illegal to the 10th degree. But the problem that you got, what's illegal is you got to have somebody to enforce it. And who's it going to be? The cops? You're going to call the cops up and tell them to go arrest their boss? Go ahead. Let's see how that works out. Go call that cop and tell him to arrest that other cop that he seen tackle that 80-year-old man the other day. Because he could have stopped it. He could have shot both of those fucking cops, but 100% fucking justified in doing it. Yet he didn't. But if it had been me tackling that fucking old man, he'd had no goddamn problems putting a bullet in my ass. Why? Because they're brothers in the thin blue noose. That's why. I'm really going to go now. So, Schmeichel with that clip. This is good for pocket. There's no impossible with that. Oh, yeah, it's just the illusion of having a choice, man. That's it. It's just the illusion of having a choice. You don't have a fucking choice. But, I mean, it's just an example of how people jump in and buy into shit, man. It's what's the other stream light? The TLR. Which one is it? Fuck, I can't remember now. TLR M2. That's what it is. A TLR M2. That's a decent one too. It's just a big TLR 7. Functions the same way and everything. All right, I gotta go. Whole fucking place smells like diesel fuel now. I come out here and start my truck up the other day, warmed up, and I fell back asleep. I never sat here and ran for like 2 hours just pumping diesel fuel out. Have a good night.